Welcome to Torque Sport.
Good morning everyone, John here from TalkSport, and today we've got yet another car review. Back-to-back car reviews at the moment, and we have quite a special car today. We have Ollie and his S2000. It is a project of his, and I'll turn the camera around and we'll speak with him and see what's been done to the car. Hi, my name's Ollie. This is my 2000 Honda S2000. I've owned this for coming up to 3 years now. It was originally my dad's. It's been in the family for well over a decade. And yeah, I'll walk you through some of the mods I've done now. Talk a little bit about the bodywork. As you can see, it's not in the greatest of condition. It is a project for me at the moment. Before I took ownership of it, it had been sitting for quite a few years, kind of unused. So I've started to kind of sand back all the rubbish paintwork, and this is what I'm left with. It was a New Jersey import, so it is currently 50 shades of red and has been that way for the past, well, decade, as you can probably see. I've probably done it the wrong way. I've done modifications before maintenance. No, that's the important bit though. I've got a piece of, I've got 2-piece Volksworks forged wheels. Again, they probably need a refurb. They're wrapped in Accelera 651s. So what do you think of them?
I have to say I've had quite a few semi-slicks. Price to performance, there in my head, there's not much you can get better, to be honest with you. I mean, it's probably running about 250 brake. Doesn't weigh a lot, and yeah, handles like it's on tracks, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So talking a little bit more about the mods that you've done. So I see there's an exhaust at the back.
Yes, yeah. So I believe this is called a Gretti Revolution RS single exit. It's stainless steel all the way back to the cat. Japan only.
Got to the fizz test. You're quite easily in there.
Yeah. As from standard, they come with a 2 exit. But performance-wise, you do get the best note and the best noise, in my opinion, from a single exit. And it does look the absolute bollocks, in my opinion.
Can't beat a big Jap can.
No, not at all.
So Ollie, tell us a little bit about the engine and what you've done to it.
So this is Honda's infamous FC20. From factory, they came out with just under 240 brake. It's got a cold air induction kit, which has been on there since we've bought it, and it's had a lot of polish on and out of it to try and shine it up.
It's very shiny.
Engine wise, hasn't really had a lot done to it. I mean, it's had a tune up. It's had a polished and ported head. I didn't do that in my ownership, so that's why it's probably running a bit more than factory. Yeah. But intake system wise, with the plenum and stuff, it's all still pretty standard. But I mean, it's a pretty solid car for nearly being 24, 25 years old.
Especially as far as Hondas go, normally they're quite rusty and corroded, but generally, as you'll see on here, it's actually in really quite good condition in its shell. Like you say, you just got some body work to do, but that's all fixable. It's the shell that's important.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, structurally, it's mint.
Right, so moving on to suspension and things and bits and bobs like that. And brakes, perhaps.
Brakes. So I mean, it's on standard calipers front and rear. They're generally pretty good for
you turbo them. I have done EBC drilled and vented discs and EBC yellow stuff pads all round. I have to say the performance of those are absolutely incredible. Even over standard, I mean, the noticeable difference. I haven't taken it on track yet. That is something to do 2025 wise.
Funnily enough, we're talking on the way, weren't we? You have to do a track day soon.
But I mean, as a B-road basher, what it's built for, I can't fault it.
No.
Suspension wise, it actually still is on standard shocks and suspension, the original ones as well. So they are 25 years old. But because of how this car's set up from factory, you know, it's 50-50 weight distribution with the LSD in the back as well.
So it is an LSD model?
Yes,
They all come with LSD?
So it's probably one of the only Hondas that came with LSD from factory, to my knowledge. Please point me out if I'm wrong, probably am.
The ones that do know is all the Type Rs of that era, like the DC2 and the EK9 do, but I think otherwise they don't.
No, but as I said, even with the standard suspension, included with the tyre setup and everything, and as like it's on tracks, like I don't think there's a better setup, to be honest.
Perfect. So looking onto the interior, I mean, obviously you've got the beautiful 9k RPM clocks as well, that everyone wants in all Honda shells. But Ollie, what have you done to this?
So I mean, I've kept it pretty standard inside. I mean, the seats are standard, but they are bloody comfy, and the support you get from them are very good. And I've seen a lot of people try and swap it. I've seen a lot of people actually swap in the kind of Sparco bucket seats and stuff, and they don't quite fit, because it's got a very unique kind of headrest shape. So I'm trying to keep it with the kind of lines of the car and stuff. I just feel like the standard looks better, to be honest with you. You've got a genuine Sparco steering wheel, retrimmed in Alcantara with the red stitching.
Suits it nicely.
Oh, 100%. And then obviously you've got the single to double DIN edge unit for all your modern amenities, Apple CarPlay, the lot.
Can't go wrong with that.
No, not
and then,
at all.
is this a standard knob then?
So it is, yeah. So I mean, from factory they're pretty nice knob. I know you like your knobs, Johnny. Stainless steel, weighted, and from factory, I mean, they've got such a short throw from gear to gear. I mean, there's not a lot else I'd do to it, to be honest with you. I mean, people have put short shifters on them, but I don't see the point, to be honest with you. I think it takes away from gear banging, as people like to call it.
It's also quite a nice cockpit, like very Jap car style, like the sort of things like you see in RX-7s and Supras and that, where the transmission tunnel really like makes you feel part of the car.
Yeah,
like you're really in place.
I have had a few comments, and I feel like it's very driver orientated. And when you get in the passenger seat, there's not a lot, to be honest with you. You know, you've got the view of the car, and that's about it. Everything at the driver's side of it is at your fingertips, and I mean,
and it's all pointed in your direction as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even down to the radio controls and stuff. You know, you don't have to reach very far to get to them as they're on the dash.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think that's probably about it in terms of speaking about the car. We'll go for a drive, see how we feel, and perhaps I'll have a little drive, and then Ollie could do some 30 to 70s and see where he is on the leaderboard.
Number one, of course. Number one.
Yeah, got to be. Yeah. See you in a bit, guys. So me and Ollie are now on to the driving part of the video. So Ollie, obviously, again, if you buy one of these, you're probably not going to care about it, but fuel consumption.
That is a touchy subject with this, to be fair, but I've found from a full tank, which is just over 40 litres, I can do about 250 miles, give or take. The worst I've had it is 150 miles out of the tank. So I think I calculated I was roughly averaging about 18 to 25 mpg on a good day, which for a sports car, you know, you can't really complain about.
That's pretty decent.
Especially with the noise that comes out the back of this as well. It's definitely smiles per miles as well.
Yeah, and I suppose driving something like this, you probably get a bit of a lead foot as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, as you probably know, the K series and the F series engines are very similar. They like being revved all the way through, and especially when you're in VTEC as well. You know, that's a sweet spot for these engines, to be honest with you. 6,000 RPM and above is where it's happy being. Anywhere below, and yeah, it feels like it just wants to give more, to be honest with you.
To be fair as well, like already just you driving around casually, the stock shock spring setup, it doesn't feel soft, but it absorbs the bumps really nice. It actually feels quite similar to my ST, like on springs. Like it's firm, but when you go over bumps and that, it's not like proper crashy or nothing like that.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, Honda are very good at building a sports car, as we all know. And I mean, I think this car's definitely a testament to their engineering and obviously time as well. And yeah, as you said, I mean, the shocks. I haven't felt a need to switch out to coilovers or anything like that, because as you said, it rides like it's on tracks no matter what you do to it. And the only possible reason you'd want to do something like that is just to get the load out of it, to be honest.
So Ollie, give us some VTEC action. The crossover noise on an F-Series engine. Couldn't get bored of that sound, could you?
Nah, not at all. I mean, I've had a lot of different cars with a lot of different engines, and it's safe to say that there's nothing beats the sound of VTEC whatsoever.
No. I do apologise on wind noise if there is a little bit. Obviously, there's not a lot of roof action going on here.
No, I think that's the one gripe I've got with the car, is that when you do have, you know, I've had an MR2. Yeah. And actually, when you had the roof down, there's nothing inside the cabin. You know, there's no wind noise. It keeps you warm, all of that lot. Whereas with this, it feels like it's a bit of an oversight. You know, you get a lot of wind noise from the back, from the sides and everything. I mean, even with the roof up and everything, you still get the wind noise coming through the gaps. I mean, it might be a testament to 20-year-old rubber seals and everything, but you know, I feel like that there is still room for improvement, in my opinion, with the comfort side of it. But I don't think you buy a car like this for something like that.
Too much about that, no.
No, not at all.
Do you live with it every day?
I did. So this was my daily driver for about a year. I mean, I got it from my dad. On, I think it was just shy of 60,000 miles, and it's now reading 86. So I've done 26,000 miles in it. Some people would say that's sacrilege in one of these cars, especially getting it on such low mileage.
Yeah, but you're not saving it for the next person, are you?
No, not. So this is definitely one to keep forever, to be honest with you. And I mean, I've said that a lot about most of my cars, and they've ended up being traded out.
Yeah, if you don't know me, I'm quite the same.
Yeah.
I'm not getting rid of this. I really love this one. I think the hard thing is nowadays as well is it's not really, and I said this in the Suzuki Swift video I've just done, there's not many cars, especially modern now, you give you the same feeling as like a proper old NA car. To the likes of this, and like you say, the MR2 and that, there's only really the GT or the GR86s and that is about your lot, isn't it?
That's what I mean. I feel like the early 2000s for a lot of car manufacturers were pinnacle. You know, you've got all of the racing, the Grand Tourers, the sports car stuff like this, and it was a time of, you know, no restrictions, 5-spitting V12s, all of that stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Whilst on the drive, you know, if you could deal with a really small car, like a single person or something like that, you know, you probably could live with us every day, like just driving around on the stock shop setup. It's really nice, really smooth. Like I say, I'm sure you've already heard, the engine is very loud, or the exhaust, but it doesn't have to be, does it?
No, not at all. I mean, with when I had the standard exhaust on it, it's more intake noise than exhaust noise at that point. And as I said, I've lived with this as a daily driver with this exhaust, and yeah, okay, it can give you a headache on kind of, you know, long journeys, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. Smiles per miles, Johnny, as I said. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we'll go on in a minute to do some 30 to 70s, see if Ollie can top Kieran. Kieran, I know you're holding on for dear life. But
I think I've got a chance.
Yeah, we'll see. So we'll go up to some roads safe to do the testing, and we'll see what we can do. And then perhaps I'll have a little go.
We'll see.
Feel some further Honda goodness.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, first attempt, 30 to 70, here we go. So Ollie's first attempt was a 6.01.
Oh, that's not good, is
He
it?
did smash the limit, however. So that might have cost you like a couple attempts.
Maybe. That's not far. Bloody hell. Not happy with that.
Again, this test probably isn't that in favour of a naturally aspirated car.
No, I mean, especially with this, trying to keep it in VTEC, because that's where the power band is in this.
Yeah, 100%.
So anything lower, and you don't get much.
No. It's a third attempt.
Oh,
A lot better.
a lot better.
It is better to do it from first gear. It's a good time because then you've got to do 3 gears.
Yeah. I mean that's where the engines really shine. As I said, is VTEC is where they love to be. And I mean, a lot of people do change it so the VTEC starts at a bit lower. So currently it starts at just before 6,000, and people do drop it to kind of 4,750 because it does give you that extra bit of torque.
So that would help you a lot. Yeah, I'll put the best 30 to 70 on screen now. So as you can see, Ollie in his Honda S2000 managed a best time of 5.32 seconds, putting him in a respectable position of second in our best leaderboard. I know there's not a lot of cars on here yet, but there will be a lot more soon. But yeah, considering you've got 2 changes, that's a bloody quick time, to be fair.
That's what I mean. And that McGann at the top of the leaderboard is bloody fast.
Yeah.
That is bloody, and he has a turbo as well. So
yeah.
I don't think it's really that fair.
So Ollie has kindly let me in the correct seat. Never driven S2000, so I guess we'll find out our thoughts.
Fingers crossed it'll be alright.
Yeah. Used to everything being so low, because you sit really low in here. That's the first thing I'll say. I see what you mean about not really needing a short shifter though.
Yeah, that's why it's so notchy.
It's actually like, yeah, I don't think you'd want that any shorter.
No,
it'd be like to the point where you're like scared about money shifting it every time. So we'll just get used to feeling a little bit first, but straight away, I kind of say the same thing in a lot of my videos, but it's kind of the same thing with a lot of Jap cars. It's really darty and really responsive, isn't it?
So I mean, that's kind of I've changed the profile of the width of the tyres at the front and the rear, so they're now big. They're now bigger than what they were, and since doing that, because obviously there's more rubber on the road, you get a lot more responsiveness from the steering wheel, and I wouldn't expect it to change as much as it did, but
no. that little smile, didn't it?
I was like, it never gets old. Never gets old.
It's very mechanical, the gear change on this box as well. Not negatively like mechanical, but you can really feel, which is nice, especially when you're pushing on quite a bit.
That's what I mean. That's what I've never had that engagement with the Civics that I've had.
No.
But obviously because the box is right here next to you, you know, there's
well, it's direct, isn't it?
Yeah. You feel everything. And I think that's what makes this car so special.
Yeah.
Is that you can feel every lump and bump, you know, you can feel everything going on with the car, you know if it's happy or not.
Famously, these are known for being quite a twitchy car, but I mean, obviously I'm not going mental with it because we're on roads, which I'm sure they probably can be quite twitchy when you're like pushing the limits of it. But just
press down. You have to press down.
Can't get it in reverse now. Yeah, as I was saying, just like pushing on a little bit, you know, it doesn't feel like, it doesn't make you feel nerving or nothing, does it?
No, it's obviously, but obviously it's got no traction control, it's got no ABS, and it's got an LSD. So I mean, it's pretty scary when you think about it. You know, you've got nothing there to help you.
You don't have to really go that mad to have a lot of fun in it, though, do you? Either.
No. 20 feels like 50, I think.
Just trying to heel and toe. That feels pretty good as well.
Yeah.
You can really feel what the back end's doing though, like if you're not starting to lose traction, because we're not going that quick, but you can feel like the back end like pivot down a little bit, can't you?
Yeah, that's what I mean. As you said previously, it's twitchy, but it's not scary. You know, it's very what's the word? You know what's going to happen basically.
Can't get bored of that sound. That VTEC engagement sound, can't beat that.
Nice, but it is spot on with these ones.
And a lot of people do say, and to be fair, now I've driven one and heard one properly, it probably is the best sounding VTEC engagement, I'd say, out of a lot of the Honda engines.
Yeah, I mean the K series and stuff. Obviously they've got the K20 and the K24. I don't think there's that. You can't generally hear the change, unless you're absolutely on it. Whereas with this, even when you're just gliding through the gears, you can still, you know, it's a pretty lumpy change.
Yeah, see, they say with the B series as well, they're quite raw and engaging as well, but obviously with mine being turbo, I can't really hear that anyway. You just hear shh, but you know, it kind of is like what I'd imagine that to sound like. It just feels a lot more mechanical.
Yeah.
It's actually really smooth to drive as well.
From factory, I can imagine these are absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Everything fresh and
that's what I mean. Fresh rubber, yeah.
I can imagine it wasn't very long until people started putting intakes and exhausts on these straight away.
No, obviously you had.
Where should we go, Ollie?
But obviously you had companies like Gretty, and obviously you got Spoon and all of that stuff, which take all of the stuff that Honda have made and turn it into full-fledged race cars, and especially in Japan as well.
Yeah.
They're hot on it for anything that comes out. Pretty much the day it's released, you can start buying modifications for it.
Well, they started developing him way before, didn't they?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Going on to the old motorways.
I wouldn't say, especially sitting at this speed, I wouldn't say it's particularly drony though either.
No, it's not.
Because there's a lot of exhaust out there where it's just headaches.
Yeah, 100%. This just gives you wind. I'll tell you what it's so weird being able to just see over the back.
To be fair, the visibility, I know it's a convertible,
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
very, but I mean, even with the roof up, I mean, it's fantastic as well.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, just poodling on the motorway. Absolutely a joy to drive. To hoon anywhere or give it a little bit of beans, a joy to drive. To be fair, kind of make me want one now, Ollie.
John,
Especially being a big Honda person.
I have to say, I mean, throughout Honda's line, well, so throughout the Japanese lineup, it's probably a very controversial topic, but I don't think there's a better four-cylinder coupe.
No,
As well, convertible anyway.
no, I have to agree. To be fair,
And I mean, you can pick one of these up at the moment pretty, I say cheaply, but for what they are, I mean,
Yeah.
one on just over 100,000 miles. I mean, I've been looking, and if you want one of the kind of more basic colours like the blue or the black and stuff, I mean, you're looking at about kind of
I wanna go
$7
off here,
to
don't I?
$8 grand. Yeah.
one last little beans. Couldn't get bored of doing that. Could do that all day long. Like the flow actually does feel quite light in this, so it'd be interesting to know. Let us know in the comments if you do know what the weight of the flywheel is standard, unless you know.
Not off the top of my head. I know they are obviously. I know they're.
We'll go blind here.
I know they're very light from factory. So a lot of people do put the lightweight flywheels in these, and it does make a difference. You can go down there. It does make a difference, and obviously they just sound like a motorbike.
No.
I don't really scrape anywhere, to be honest with you. But I am.
Go over them over the middle.
Yeah, straight over the middle. You won't. I'll say that
Beautiful.
now, and you'll just go.
Just sump delete. But yeah, I think that's about it really. So yeah, thank you very much, Ollie, for
No,
letting me
thank you
drive
so much.
Your pride and joy.
One of them.
If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment anything you'd like to see down below, or any questions about this, drop them in the comments and I'll ask Ollie. Yeah, until your next car. Should we spoil it or should we not?
No, I think we should leave them on the edge.
Yeah, we're going to leave you on the edge. So yeah, probably a few weeks time that'll be up, and hopefully Ollie can come back for number 1.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more. Bye for now.